and I'll just take all this rocket code and it will go inside the rocket. And then I'll just return rocket. So now I could say all right, so nothing has changed except that I bundled up all the code here. And let me just do a little, oops, not that button. Over here, there's a nice format to indent all that nicely. The other thing I could do here is I could set a bunch of those parameters that I put in there. So, for example, I have the initial X and Y. I have the animation speed, 500. And actually, if I wanted to make two rockets controllable by two different keys, I could move that in there. Well, let's start with these. So X, Y, animation speed. So I'm just going to change those to X, Y, animation speed. That's pretty nice. Now, let's say that I wanted to make the keyboard handler also part of this initializer. I can move that into that constructor too. So all that gets put in there. Let's clean that code up. Format. Lovely. And I could make these into parameters as well. So left key and right key. And then I will up here define that. Left key equals comma. Right key equals period. Lovely. Oh, and then this has to be, there we go. Alrighty, so now, hopefully I didn't break anything. Good, it still works. Why did I do that? Well, it might not matter for your game, but let's imagine we wanted a second rocket ship. It's now as simple as saying, let's say enemy equals rocket. There'll be a second rocket. And this one is going to have a different X and Y value. So this one might have an X of, let's say, 30, a Y of 150. Now I should see a second rocket appear on the screen. And I could make this one have a left key of A, right key of S. There we go. And if I wanted to, I could make this one animate faster. I could make this one have an animation, or maybe this one moves slower, so we'll give an animation speed of 2,000. Oops, that needs a colon. So now I have, this guy moves pretty fast, and this guy moves really slow. So I made that into a separate parameter. Depending on your game, you might not want that to be a parameter per object, but if you did want to have different objects animate at different speeds, that's how you do it. Now you can see it's as easy to make 1,000 rockets as to make one. Obviously, since they have keys, you can't have 1,000 of them, but whatever you might want. So anything you wanted to put into parameters, I've now bundled up into that constructor, and all of that complexity is, ooh, that didn't bundle it properly, but all that complexity is bound up in there. All right, that ends this tutorial.